Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome back. In today's video, we are finishing the Hyundai. I am excited because I think I'm going to do very well on it. At this point, the Hyundai is not sold, but if I remember correctly, I'm like $3,200, maybe $3,500 into this car, all in. And I have it listed for right under $9,000. So I'm looking to almost triple my profit on this car once it sells. But again, it hasn't been sold yet. But let's jump back in. Second part of the Hyundai video. Thank you for joining. Good morning. It is a new day. Well, good morning from me. I started the car this morning, no check engine light, but I did run the codes in Google. It looks like, I think, bank 2 oxygen sensor that's faulty. Thankfully, I have that parts Hyundai at the lot, and if anything, I'll grab one of the oxygen sensors from there. But right now, I have no check engine light. I still hear some noise in the rear left tire, which sounds like a heat shield, and especially when I take a sharper right-hand turn when the weight kind of shifts, I hear it more, so I'll have to take off that rear tire and poke around, see what's what. But car still runs really well. The steering wheel is a little bit sideways, kind of moving through slower traffic, so I figured take a quick video. So this is me going straight, but the steering wheel is, as you guys can see, sideways. So I think right now I will be going to an alignment shop, get it done, just because, I mean, obviously we still need to get it done before I sell it. Might as well get it done now. I reached out to a gentleman who has done some paint work for me in the past to see if he still does it, if he could paint that front bumper. My goal is to get this car done this week. After I get this alignment stuff situated, we are going back to the lot, or to the lot this morning. I haven't been there yet today. And I am hoping to grab the rear seats and get those installed. Essentially, the goal is to get this car ready and done this week. And if I can, then essentially I'll go through detail and it could go to its new home, hopefully sooner than later. Just pulled up to the alignment place, and I guess I should have checked, but they open at 10 a.m. and it's 8. So we are way early, but trying to get things done this morning, so no luck. No luck.
A little longer than a few minutes later.
Okay, I think the interior is the same color. Okay, now watch out. But I am not 200% sure. And I see a rip up there. Okay, it's a lot better than not having a seat. So I don't think it's held by any bolts. Usually rear seats are just kind of pull up, pull out, and then they'll clamp down. So hopefully this is the same idea, and hopefully I won't struggle. Actually, this part might be held by bolts because it folds up and down. Okay, this one, I am not sure. Okay, I'll have to figure this out and pull them out. Looks like we have one bracket right here, which is a 12mm. And I haven't worked on these cars ever. Man, that's pretty. So I'm hoping this bracket will let me take it off, and I'll probably have to take off this bracket. I'm not sure. I'll have to check if I have one on the other Hyundai. And hopefully this will be it to take the seats out. First one is out and feeling it. Man, this leather needs love. Feels like genuine leather, but especially like up here, feels very dry. It's kind of okay-ish here, but top and in certain places it definitely feels dry. Like this feels much better. So I could probably use some leather treatment on it, but this one looks like it's just held right here. And what is this one? Emergency latch? Trunk or seat to release, not sure. But this is probably another 12mm lifted up, and then this seat, yeah, it's all connected. That should come out and we are good to go. I just checked my Hyundai has everything but these seatbelt I don't know, buckle. And I find it very odd that I bought this car and it doesn't have the rear seats at all. Like, why? Why did someone after an accident need to take it out? Or did the body shop pull it out just to see if there's like damage underneath to the body, like right here in this area? I think damage was on that side. But you guys get what I'm trying to say. And then they just never put them back, because from an owner's perspective, like if my car got totaled out, why would you grab the rear seats? It doesn't make sense to me.
A few moments later.
Great success. Rear is done. And if I don't forget, I think after the car gets detailed, I will buy some leather treatment for the rear seats, just in case, and maybe as a preventative maintenance item. Yeah, I want the next owner to be happy, and most people probably won't notice something like that and won't even care, but we'll see. Here's another decision I need to make. So this car officially is going to be a part out, because obviously I've used quite a few parts off of this car. And when I was pulling off the power steering lines, I did find that the engine block at the bottom right there has a crack. Hence why it was kind of leaking out oil and why it's an in-op. And as you guys can see, I already pulled off a few parts. The bumper I will reuse, the headlights I did photograph, but I didn't list them because I guess there's a bi-xenon and halogen option. Bi-xenon obviously are a lot more expensive, and I don't want to sell bi-xenon headlights as halogen if I do in fact have bi-xenon. And because this is a Grand Touring trim, I would assume that it has the bi-xenon lights. Anyways, this one will be a part out, and the part that I guess need to decide about is this exhaust. And what is it, ARK by the looks of it, and it looks like it's just a muffler. Yeah, ARC. And it seems like it would be fairly easy to replace, and just because it's a muffler only, probably won't sound too terrible. I say that because I struggle with aftermarket exhausts on automatic cars, because you can't get the RPMs. I mean, it has paddle shift, but typically in my experience, when an automatic car has an exhaust, it typically sounds tacky and not the best. I'm not a big fan. But the few Genesis that I had on consignment with automatic transmissions that had an exhaust, it wasn't terrible. So it gives it a little bit like louder sound, but it's not where the shift points make it sound very weird, and it's known to everyone that it's an obvious automatic. And every single Genesis Coupe that I've sold went to a young buyer, and obviously they do like the louder exhaust and modifications on these cars. So I'll see what the value is of that exhaust. Maybe hear some sound clips online if anyone has them. And then, since it's going to be a part out anyways, might as well replace it to give it a little bit more sound on this car. But we'll see. We'll see. There's a lot of thoughts in my head. Some things I am certain I know what I need to do, but some I'm kind of, do I want to put in the extra time to do this? Will I get a better return? If not, then maybe it's better to sell it, you know, to someone else like eBay or locally. We'll see.
Much later.
After long waiting, after lots of back and forth with various things, the Hyundai's back. And I am ready to complete the bodywork today. I just finished up the side skirt. I have the new bumper. It took him 4 weeks, maybe 5-6 weeks to get it done. They weren't in a rush. They had other projects ahead, but anyways, hopefully get this bumper replaced, installed. My mechanic had the car because it was dripping oil from the bottom, and he said should be good now. But if you guys can see that spot right there, slow zoom, that's from this car. I drove it, it was totally fine, no issues. Parked it for a few hours, no problem, but the next day there's a few drops. So I'm curious if it's maybe residual from somewhere that's dripping down or whatnot. If not, then it's going to go back to my mechanic, and I'm beyond annoyed at this point. But anyways, and the other thing is that's really dumb. I have a check engine for this car, and it's coming up as like an oxygen sensor, but not oxygen sensor. So it's almost like too rich condition or something, but that's something I have to take a look at in a little bit. Goal right now is to get the body done, get everything sorted, and then I'll connect my scanner, see if I need to order new parts. But I do have a parts car. Probably wouldn't hurt to pull some, you know, if it's an oxygen sensor or whatever off that car. The problem is they are a little bit tight to get to, but whatever, I'll get it done. But this car's coming along. I've obviously driven it, spent quite a bit of time in it. It shifts good and makes good power, so no issues mechanically, but I do want to take care of the check engine light and make the body nice and presentable. And once I get all of that sorted, it is going in to get a full detail, and I can list it for sale.
A little longer than a few minutes later.
I am done. The car more or less looks great. The only thing is I want to see if I have basically the dust shield on the other Hyundai, so I could install them on this one. Not that it looks bad, but obviously you don't want like water and stuff to kind of spray on the wiring down there. But I am that much closer. Now I want to pull the engine codes and see what we have. And here is the code, P2098. Seems self-explanatory, but what the heck is causing it? So from, I guess, my mind, it seems like the secondary cat is reading a lean condition, if I read that correctly. So is it the not the cat, the oxygen sensor? So is it the oxygen sensor or is it something else? I guess time to do my own homework and order parts if needed. But I am hoping very soon this car will be done, ready, clean, and off to the next owner, because this one I should actually make really decent money on.
Much later.
I am trying to fast track things, but the Hyundai, where's the sun? There we go. Need to maneuver like a ninja. Just kidding. So here is the Hyundai. The Hyundai is done. The Hyundai turned out really good. It's a little bit dusty because it's been sitting for a few days, windshield, but you know, 7-8 feet away, it's not very noticeable. It runs great. So the check engine light, that was for the secondary oxygen sensor. That was replaced. I drove it enough. It passed DEQ, no issues. It still runs great, shifts great. It's been detailed, it's been cleaned up. As far as I remember, there are no outstanding issues on this car. It is ready to go, just waiting for a new owner, basically. Like in the beginning of the video, I said I posted it right under 9 grand. I'm getting hits, but obviously nobody concrete that came out and purchased it because I still have the car. But I am happy in my mind knowing that I did kill a lot of time with this car. The other Hyundai I still have, I'll show it to you guys, the condition it's in. I have killed a lot of time with this car. So to know that I will potentially make 3 times my money, and it's not like a $300 investment and I'm getting 900 in return, it's like, hey, I'm 3 grand in it, which is a little bit more, but I'm potentially getting 9 grand out of it. Even if I get 8 grand out of it, I'm looking at 2.5 times my investment, which is awesome. I'm very happy about that. So that car is ready to go. Now let's quickly take a look at this thing. So this car will be a part out. Some parts I used, some parts I did not use. I sold a radiator from this car yesterday. just minor stuff. And the reason I pulled the radiator, because I needed to pull it in order to get to whatever it was before. That's the AC, I think, so that's not the radiator. But anyways, this has been done and kind of sitting here. The one thing I did not realize, this car has a very, very expensive exhaust. When I told you guys before and I mentioned ARC, didn't know what it was. I looked at some YouTube videos. The exhaust actually sounds really good for this car. And that whole system is $2,000 on their website. So that's a big, big plus. Plus, obviously, I have fenders, doors. I know the core support. Like this whole plastic piece in the front is expensive, like 400 bucks. I will more than make my return on this car. It will obviously take time, and I was going to start on it today, and then I won this motorcycle, and I'm doing a part out. So this was a strip. I paid 140 bucks for this bike and started to pull parts. Just the forks themselves on eBay are listed for like 400 bucks. So just selling the forks will obviously double my return. And then I have engine parts and kind of everything in between. Muffler, radiator, headlights. I still have the frame. If someone will be looking to use the frame, I have it. I have the title for it. So this one will be, well, was a good purchase, but was going to start on porting that thing out, and I'm doing this instead. What I want to say, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for joining this journey. I think the next few videos that will come to the channel are going to be motorcycle heavy, because that is what I have been doing a lot this summer. Summer is obviously coming to an end. In some places, I'm sure it has. We are expecting rain next week for 5 days in a row, which is yay. But I think this summer, I probably went through like 20-25 bikes, somewhere around there. Obviously, not all of them I filmed, but the ones I did film, hope you guys enjoy them. Some bikes are being parted out, some are going to retail. I've had 3 or 4 Harleys this summer. Bought my first Ducati. I think that's gonna be in the next video, so if you're interested, follow the channel. I mean, just a whole bunch of stuff. I'm trying my hand at a whole bunch of different things. Enjoying myself, I'm alive, I'm well, I'm thankful to Jesus for that. Still have my R8, which I think I'm ready for someone else to enjoy it. Send it off to a new home. I hope you guys are doing well in this economy. Hope you guys are staying healthy, finding happiness where you can find it. I think today's day and age is so easy to be upset at things and not be happy, because even in my life there's so many things that go not as planned, in like a negative way, but I'm alive, I'm well, and gotta find happiness in those things. And I'm happy that you guys spent some of your time watching this video. Really appreciate your support. I want you to consider subscribing. I'll see you guys in another video. Thank you very much.